Hello everyone and welcome to the ALTV. I'm your host today for my chat. My name is Freddy Macha, writer, musician and entertainer. I'm not going to entertain you today. I'm going to give you a very serious subject which is very important for us humans. I was reading something. I like reading. I was reading an article by Laura Caron from the Columbia University in the United States, and she was saying there's 270 million immigrants around the world working tirelessly to send money home and to keep their upkeep. And the figures say like it's $554 billion sent in 2 years ago, despite the pandemic. And Mexico has been sending, rising even more, and some of the countries we can name. And in our Africa, we have many Africans scattered around the world working as well. And some of them are involved in charities. Now, charity is a big thing. When we hear charity, we think of Bill Gates, we think of Melinda Gates Foundation, we think of all these big charities sending millions of money around the world to help our people. But then we have a few people, individuals here in the UK, which we want to give an example. We have them today as our guests. One is Nawal Ismail Simpson. Their roots are in Zanzibar, but they're based in Wales. She's going to tell us about her charity called Bigger Heart. And the other one is Abiodun Elinari Paseda, based in Birmingham, also working with charities in Nigeria as a charity, his foundation, and sending helping the disabled people. So these are very interesting contrasts of East and West Africa, and we have them today. So welcome to the chat. I will start with the young lady, Nawal. What is the story? You're 19 years old, you should be clubbing, you should be having a good time, but you were doing this thing since you were 7 years old. How come?
Hello everyone, my name is Nawal Simpson and I live in Wales. My mum is from Zanzibar, where we work with the charity, and my dad is from Dominica. So basically, this charity started when I was about 7 years old in around 2009, when my mum took me back home to Zanzibar, and it was at this point where I really started to notice that there was a stark contrast between the life I was living in Wales and the lives of children in Zanzibar. So I really wanted to do something to help. And the first step I took was to donate my shoes to a young girl who was walking barefoot in the heat. And it was just this one little action that kind of spiraled, and that opportunity started. And we are based in Kizimkazi in Zanzibar, and I also saw children who were on the beach and they weren't in school. So I was really curious and I wanted to know why they weren't attending school and why they had to work instead at such a young age. So I decided to also support their business by buying necklaces so that they could have dinner for the day. So it was just those little actions really that started the charity. I decided to share this story with my primary school, and that's how the link formed between St. Thomas Primary School and Kizimkazi School.
That's an interesting story. So you've been doing this for almost 12 years now. And don't you get bored? Don't you feel like you've lost time? You don't go playing around and, do you have any hobbies? Or do you just do this?
You always have to find a balance, and it's just something that I do on the side at the moment. So I do have hobbies. I enjoy taking photos. I enjoy sports. I enjoy playing games, video games. And I don't feel like my time has been wasted at all because it's a good deed and it's a challenge. And I do enjoy a challenge. So it's really easy to find the balance for me personally.
So you work with health and education, right? That's what you do.
Yeah, yeah. We focus on those two sectors.
Details later, but let's introduce the next guest, Abiodun Elinari Paseda. That in itself is a very interesting name as well. You're based in Birmingham, but you go from Ogun State in Nigeria. Are you based? Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm based in Birmingham, but we have a free residential home for the children with disability in Ogun State, Nigeria. My name is Abiodun Elinari Paseda, the founder of Focus on Disability Foundation, an international NGO which is striving to nurture inclusion for people with disability in Nigeria. So, because I'm passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with disability and the less privileged in the society, so I started this foundation some years ago. So we rely on the generosity of people, to carry on with our work.
Did you just come out suddenly and decide you're gonna do this, or was it something personal? Was it how did you start?
Yeah, because of the passion I have for the people with disability and less privilege. I'm from Nigeria, and I realized that the way the disabled people are treated in this country is totally different from where I was coming from. So, because of the passion I have for them, so I started this foundation, to make a difference. It's not been easy, but with the support of God and the support we're getting from our supporters, so we've been making a lot of difference in the lives of the disabled people, most especially the children in Nigeria, because a lot of children are out of education. So, and in Africa, in Nigeria, where I come from, a lot of parents are ashamed, they're not proud of their disabled child. So, but we're trying to encourage them that disability has no regard. It can happen to anyone at any time and at any stage. So we enroll the children back into the education, and we 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 take care of the children. So now that we have just completed, we've just built a residential home, a free residential home in Ogun State, Nigeria, where we can accommodate 40 children. So we have a school bus that we use taking them to school every day.
So both of you are dealing with education, and come back to you, Abiodun. Thank you so much. Nawal, you are focusing, you and your mother, Laila Yahya, you focus more on health and education, and I saw that you've been sending facilities for the hospitals down there. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, our charity, Bigger Heart Zanzibar, is a charity that focuses on education and health. So, in terms of the health aspect of the charity, we started a project back in 2018 to help children in Mnazi Moja Hospital with heart problems. And this was something very touching for me and my mum, because my mum also has heart problems. So we really wanted to help the children back home have a chance at living. So we wanted to provide facilities for the hospital, such as ECG machines and oximeters, because the ECG machines in the hospital and the other equipment that they had were giving inaccurate information due to the fact that they are so old. So that's where we started, and we also paired up with Dr. Omar Suleiman, who works with OCHIS, and together we have raised money to get ECG machines and oximeters and other facilities for the hospital.
So thank you, Nawal. Abiodun, you also send facilities. You send wheelchairs and what else do you send down there in Nigeria?
Yeah, we support the people with disability with educational materials and disability aids like wheelchairs, bracelets, typewriter, and any other educational materials.
Abiodun, how do you, because the wheelchairs and all the facilities cost a lot of money, how do you fundraise?
Yeah, like I said earlier, that we rely on the generosity of people, of like families and friends. So we organize a yearly fundraising in London, and a yearly fundraising in Birmingham as well, to raise money so that we can buy all these disability aids and educational materials.
If your website, Ford Foundation, can you go through with it? When did you set this up?
Yeah, the charity started in 2010, or it was registered by the Charity Commission UK in 2014. So if anyone want to visit the website, it's www.fodfoundation.org, where you will see a lot of, the work we've been doing, the impact we've been making in Nigeria.
You don't work alone, do you?
My wonderful team that have been working with me, to change a lot, to make a lot of difference in the lives of the people with disability.
Sure. I'll go back to Nawal, to some of the activities you've been doing apart from sending facilities. You organize things like dancing and languages. Can you elaborate on that, Nawal?
Yeah, so in 2020, we also wanted to do something to help the children here get active. So we started a club called Dance for All for the children of St. Thomas Primary School, and it's an after-school club that has dancing and also different activities, usually involving arts and crafts. And in the language aspect as well, we also have little sessions where the children learn a few words of Swahili.
We see in your website pictures of children dancing and moving. So who is teaching these dances? Your website says it's dance. Who is teaching the dance? You is teaching them?
My mom.
In Zanzibar, learn to dance Welsh dances as well, or what do they learn apart from the other side?
In Zanzibar, we teach them Welsh, a few Welsh words. It's a bit of a difficult language to learn, but we have this language exchange where children in St. Thomas learn a few Swahili words, and children in Zanzibar will learn some Welsh words. And also, we volunteer in Kizimkazi School. So sometimes we have little sessions where we go to different classes and we teach the children some things like English, or we have math sessions. And yeah, we also distribute donations. A lot of people donate things to help the school children, like pencils, bags. So usually when we're in Kizimkazi, we're usually donating and teaching, and also taking the children down to the beach after school, and we do lots of different activities as well.
So both of you, I'll ask the same question. How do the authorities see your activities? Because usually we're used to NGOs, but you're from there. Is there a support? Is there any tensions? Can you give a picture? Maybe we start with you, Abiodun. Is there any the authorities in Ogun State? What's their reaction?
Well, there has not been any support from any government in Nigeria. Just last year, October, when I traveled to Nigeria, that I met with I was invited by the Ogun State, the governor's wife, because when she heard of what our foundation has been doing, and she heard of the newly home that we built for the children that they will be living, she invited me, and she was so happy, and I was able to share our work with her, and she promised that she's going to support us. But so far so good, nothing has come out. Though I'll be going to Nigeria in the next few days, so hoping to meet with some other stakeholders as well, so that we want a support, because we can't do it alone. But I will say thanks to my friends and family in the UK that they have been supporting us in the past, and they are still supporting us.
So you need this support, local support, authority support, right, for your activity to function well. Is it correct?
Yes.
In what ways? Because will they give you facility like travel or permits? Can you elaborate that a little bit so other people can learn as
People can support us with educational materials like stationaries, books, biros, then the disability aids. So they can support us with a guide cane stick for the blind, a bracelet for the blind as well, then a braille typewriter, then the deaf book, textbooks as well.
Sure. The question was the authorities, what will they help you with?
Yeah, like what I discussed with the governor's wife was that we have two buildings that we've just completed. The other one is a vocational center where the children and the adults will be learning different skill like computing, tailoring and other things. So I told the governor's wife what we needed. Like we needed computer and we need some other items that can be used at the vocational center, and which she promised that she's going to do something about it.
Thank you, Abiodun. Nawal, in Zanzibar, do you have any support from the local schools, the teachers? You get support?
So from the authorities, we don't get support, but from the teachers, there are teachers who try their best as well to inform us of how certain projects are doing back there, and that's how we stay in contact, and that's how we know how things are going. But apart from that, we don't have much support back home. It's mostly from the community in Wales and St Thomas School and the fundraising events that we hold here. That's where most of the support comes from.
Thank you for that. So how is the coronavirus pandemic affecting your activities, both of you? We start with Abiodun, Elinari.
Yeah, the pandemic has affected all of us, but the people affected most are the people with disability that we serve. Like last year when the pandemic started, so we've been sending money home, to buy foodstuff because a lot of them can't go out of their homes and the children can't go to the school. So we've been doing a lot of fundraising here, contacting our supporters, to support us so that we can support these people with disability in Nigeria. So I can say that the disabled people are the most affected, by the pandemic.
So at the moment, do you send any masks, or are they going to get vaccination? Are you thinking of that?
When I went last year, October, I went with some nose masks donated by one of our supporters, and I still got some donated as well, which I will be going with in the next few days. And the good news is that the Nigerian government have just, brought what's it called, to be given to them in the next, but like we have over 21 millions people with disability. So I doubt if it can get to them as soon as possible. So as an organization, we still need to support them. We don't have to wait for the government.
Very good. Nawal, has the virus affected your activities? Do you still do the same things? Does it affect you?
Yeah, the virus has had a big impact on our activities. For the Dance for All Club, we've had to move our activities online, and we try and keep a safe distance, and we still hand out like activity packs every single week. We try and create new projects for the children here so that they can stay busy, and we also have the classes online so that the children can also stay healthy. Back home as well, we have managed to send back some masks and sanitizers to the National Hospital so that people can stay safe. But as for vaccines, I can't really comment any further. And the situation seems to be quite dire. But we're trying our best, but we haven't been able to continue our projects and activities back in Zanzibar because we're unable to travel at the moment. So that's been quite difficult. but we're still trying our best to fundraise, support, contact people back in the community in Zanzibar to see how they're doing, and things like that.
Give anything you wanted people to know or to help or to contribute to the tasks that you're doing are very, very difficult tasks, but you're still doing it with your compassionately. So start with Abiodun, Elinari, Paseda. Do you have any things you wanted to tell our viewers? If you want to help, they want to be more aware of the things you're doing.
I would like to tell people that I want to tell people that to know that disability has no regard and it can happen to anyone at any time. In any situation we find ourselves, we should always, thank God. So there are lot of people with disability in Africa that are passing through a lot. So if there's any way that they can support any organization, so we really appreciate if the viewers, if they can support us with their donation. And if you go on our website, you will be happy to see where your money is spent. So we welcome any donation, any support from any viewers.
Your social media page, Abiodun.
Yeah, the social media page is www.fodfoundation.org, and the Facebook, you can get us, just check us on Focus on Disability Foundation UK. Then the Instagram as well is Focus on Disability Foundation UK.
FOD, not FORD. FOD.
No, okay. FOD Foundation.
Thank you, Abiodun. And Nawal, if people want to help, or do you have any suggestions or that our viewers should contribute?
Yeah, so we welcome any donations. Our website is biggerheartzanzibar.org.uk. Our social media pages, Facebook and Instagram, are both Bigger Heart Zanzibar, and our Twitter is Bigger Heart ZNZ. So we're currently it's currently under construction, but we're planning to update all our pages pretty soon to show the work that we've been doing over the years. Yeah, thank you so much.
Bigger Heart, yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Heart and Ford Foundation. Those are two charities. Thank you so much for coming to the show, and I hope anybody watch this can comment or contact these two wonderful people. Thank you so much for your help and for your heart. I can see you going on and on, and we say goodbye for the moment. Have a good day, and keep on the wonderful work. So that was a little bit of a story about the two wonderful people who are helping. There are many other people, and there are many other organizations trying their best, but we thought we should highlight that because most people think that Africans or immigrants just come here to sponge. You just want to, some of them don't contribute to the societies, or they think we have lots of money, all kind of thoughts. But this is a snapshot of what is happening, and you can see the different age groups. We have a young person who has been doing this since she was 7, and we have a man who is sending all these things to different type of disabilities. So it's another taste of Africa, taste of our immigrant communities. And thank you for watching.